Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. I just had to come back real quick and do this video, man, because this is a big fight. As you know, like I've been having some things going on, like I said, the past few months. Had some software issues, computer issues, and after that, I went on vacation and everything. So, I haven't really got a chance to like touch on this big fight. This, like I tell everybody, this is one of the biggest fights I've been looking forward to too. Errol Spence Jr. versus Shawn Porter. We're like 3 weeks out from the fight, so I want to drop this real quick video here, man, just on my prelude to discuss what I think of this fight and everything going on with it, because I want to talk about it, in several other videos. I got a couple more I want to talk about, as far as like this face off. I haven't watched the face off yet. I want to see the face off because there have been some little people been putting out those little highlights of it, where Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, they really starting to trade words. But first off, man, I just gotta say, yeah, man, this is like one of the biggest fights I've been looking forward to this year, and it is one of the biggest fights the welterweight division can offer, man. Because like Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao, okay, that's just like casual fans, star power, that type of fight. Where I watched it, but I wasn't really like tensed up, and I didn't really have like them butterflies where I'm no, I know something big is going to come of this fight. There wasn't really going to be too many big questions answered in it. I mean, it was going to tell us if Keith Thurman was back in the game, which it did. He's not really back to his 100 like he was, but this fight here, man, it's going to answer a lot. First of all, we got two young, hungry welterweights, full-fledged welterweights going at it. Both got a belt. Both are really trying to build a legacy here, and both we really got we want to know where they stand. We got a lot of questions about them. At the same time, we know that these guys are warriors. They come to fight, but this is the first time either guy has seen a style like this. Of each other. This is the first time Spence seen a guy like Shawn Porter, and vice versa. I know Shawn Porter has been tested already. Shawn Porter, he's been in the game for a while, as far as like stepping up and fighting the elite guys, Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, Adrian Ganado. So he's been tested, and we kind of seen where he stands. But somebody like Errol Spence, he's been blowing guys out and then beating them up and just kind of like scaring guys without getting them to, even step in the ring with him. So he's been fighting the competition he has. He dismantled a guy like Kell Brook. And since then, he's beat Mikey Garcia, but he hasn't really had that next opponent like Shawn Porter. He hasn't had that guy to really give him that test again. And I think a guy like Shawn Porter is that guy that's going to give him all he can, handle. And do I think he can handle it? Yeah, I think he is definitely that guy that's going to, take on the task, man. Because just going back and looking at the press conference between these two, and the interviews on Fox, I really feel like both of these guys are really, really competitive boxers. They really are. They really have that competitiveness in their heart, and they really want to prove that they are the best. And I say that because when they get to talking, it's not just about what they say; it's about what they do. Especially Errol Spence. Errol Spence, he's a man of few words, but when he get in that ring, he's all action. He's a guy that'll fight anybody, and that's what I liked about his demeanor. When you bring up Terrence Crawford, you bring up Keith Thurman or Manny Pacquiao or Shawn Porter, it's always, hey, I want to fight him. I'll fight anybody. It's all a matter of them signing the fight. And like going back to his Fox interview, Shawn Porter had to carry most of the talking, but Errol Spence, when you ask him, he's like, hey, I'm ready. Press conference, he's like, hey, I want to beat him up. I want to beat the brakes off of him. So you pretty much know what he wants to do, how important the legacy is to him. He wants to unify. He said he'll fight Danny Garcia. He wants to take all the belts in the division, and his energy's never changed. Since day one, since he's won the IBF belt, and that's what I like about him, man. Because looking at him and looking at Shawn Porter, they really wanna solidify where they stand in the welterweight division. I think that the less said, the better. And I always feel like between these two, there wasn't a lot of ignorance shown in the press conference. There wasn't no ignorance shown at the face-off. It's all competitive talk. Everything they say is like constructive criticism on what somebody does, what one of the other guys does in the ring, as well as how they're going to handle it. Shawn Porter, is he dirty? Errol Spence say, I'm gonna handle those. I'm gonna handle the headbutts. And Shawn Porter's gonna come back and say, I'm gonna cut you. So, just those little things like that just show you that they're talking about what's in the ring. They're not talking about each other's mamas. They're not talking about each other's wives or how much money they got. They're talking about the constructive criticism in the ring or their style in the ring and how important it is for them to shut the other guy down, And that's what I like, because both of these guys, like I said, they're full-fledged. They both got action-packed styles. Both got different styles. Errol Spence, he's a boxer, puncher. He's got that pressure style with concussive hands, where Shawn Porter, he's a maul and brawl type of guy who can box from the outside a little bit, but his high gear is that style, man, that high gear, high stamina football-esque style where he just likes to come in and maul and brawl you. So we want to see that style mixed with a guy with hands like Errol Spence. So, yeah, man, I just really think this is going to be a big fight, man, because right now, we still need a lot of questions answered in the welterweight division. There is no number one guy. There's a lot of elite guys that, are gifted and, got good attributes about them. We got good boxers, but, these guys haven't really mixed it up yet. Besides Porter and Thurman, we saw where they stand, but now Thurman, he's out of the game. So now, he's not out of the game, but he's kind of out of the mix with Spence now. We don't really hear Spence Thurman. That used to be the fight I wanted. Now we hear, just Shawn Porter, Manny Pacquiao, Terrence Crawford, and Errol Spence. Those are the names now. But Keith Thurman has a lot of work to do, to get back into, the thick of things. So looking at a guy like Errol Spence and Shawn Porter, these are the guys that are going to help us answer questions, because, we need a number one guy in all these divisions. We need one in every single division. We need that one face, one name, one champion. And I really believe Errol Spence, he wants to be that guy, and Shawn Porter, he wants to be that guy. But another thing I want to always talk about too, wanted to bring up, was the fact that a lot of people think that Shawn Porter was ducking Errol Spence. I can't really say he was, man. Like, I don't really see it in him. I mean, I've seen business moves in him where he might want to face somebody else before he gets there, just because he's kind of like a goal-oriented guy where, he kind of lets, the ego lead him a little bit. But it doesn't really have anything to do with him being like scared or like being physically hurt by Errol Spence. I think that, he might have just wanted to choose his route where he wanted to get a belt first, like against Danny Garcia, and then after that make it look more enticing, with the fight with Errol Spence, because now he's taking the fight. So as long as he's taking the fight, I'm not going to say he's scared of him. I'm definitely going to say Shawn Porter is a warrior, because, aside from Manny Pacquiao in the welterweight division, Shawn Porter probably has the more impressive resume than most of these guys. He has Thurman, Brook, Broner, Danny Garcia, Ugas. He has all these names on his belt. Win or lose, he was willing to face these guys. So now he's adding Errol Spence to his resume. So I think that's a good thing. But as far as Errol Spence, him taking on a guy that fought these other guys that won and lost to these guys, it's going to be big for him. This is a big coming out for him. So I think Errol Spence, he knows that this is his time, man, because first he, got a good fan fight out of Mikey Garcia. Now he wants to get back into it with these full-fledged welterweights and kind of corner them and say, hey, if you want these other two belts, y'all got to get to me. He's really feeling himself now. He's really feeling like, hey, I'm going to go in here, good fan-friendly style fight with Shawn Porter. I'm going to make a statement, beat him. And then after that, these other guys, they're going to have to start looking at him. Even like Bob Arum, he's going to have to start saying, hey, if I can't get this fight with Terrence Crawford, or if I don't know how to promote Terrence Crawford to get it, Terrence Crawford soon going to have to say, hey, if I want to be the best welterweight, then I'm going to have to let Top Rank go and jump over here and fight these guys, fight these guys, this guy with two belts. Because if Terrence Crawford is going to stay in the welterweight division, sooner or later, he's going to have to, let Bob Arum know, or let Bob Arum go to get over here and fight these guys like Errol Spence and fight guys like Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Shawn Porter. Because if he wants to be the best welterweight, the best welterweights to solidify his resume are over here on the PBC side, and that's real. But yeah, back to Errol Spence, man. Like, I think once he takes this fight, if he wins this fight, which I think he can win this fight in pretty good fashion, it's just going to open a lot of doors for him. And like I said, it's going to lead to him getting closer to becoming one of the pound-for-pound best, and possibly, undisputed. As for Shawn Porter, same goes for him. It could be kind of like a comeback story for him because he's won some, lost some, became champion several times, and now he has his chance to unify and maybe set himself up for a Manny Pacquiao fight. So yeah, man, this fight is just all around like it's just all around exciting. There's a lot of exciting elements to it, in the ring, out the ring. And like I said, a lot of professionalism between these two guys. It ain't a lot of ignorant talk. Like I said, no pushing and shoving. They really respect each other, but at the same time, they want to whoop each other's asses. And they want to do that in the ring. And that's where I want to see it. But yeah, man, like I said, first video I got a chance to drop in a while on Spence Porter. But I want to go ahead and put this out there that y'all know I am watching. And I am covering it, but as we get closer, I'm gonna just drop some more videos because there's some more points that I want to talk about this fight. Because like I said, it is probably one of the biggest fights of this year that I've really been looking forward to. I want to see this fight more than I do Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, actually, man. And that might be something I want to talk to y'all in another video about. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this one, guys. Let me know what y'all think of the fight. As far as I know a lot of people been talking about this, but how excited are you guys about this fight? Make sure y'all subscribe. #CB99Talks. I'm out.